You were to say, as an American citizen, you stand 10 toes down with Hamas or you stand 10 toes down with the Houthis or whatever they can't deny you entry into the country for that.
Yo, holy fuck. Yo, this shit cannot be. Yo, that's why I be saying this nigga isn't human, bro. This nigga's a fucking skinwalker, bro. This nigga's not a human. Yo, how many doppelgangers do you think this nigga has? Because there's no fucking way in hell, bro. There's no fucking way. Yo, this nigga said bar for bar, if you stand 10 toes down with the Houthis or Hamas, bro, they not gonna bar you entry from the country. What? Yo, look what is. Yo, this nigga's on a whole different level of dumbassery, bro. I just go back to the same shit. Hey, y'all wanna suck this nigga dick? Oh my. Yo, this is some of the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. Ah, great. Talking about him again. Not good. You already know what it is. Y'all so tall on thumbnail. Yeah, we talking about Hasan. Yeah, apparently he got the lion. No one's surprised by this, I ain't gonna lie. But if you saw the backstory, if you saw the video the other day we covered by YN Sins, he was talking about how Hasan was coming back from like Paris, France, I'm pretty sure. And during that process, he had got stopped and questioned. He was saying he had got detained or whatever by the CBP. And that, like, yo, he got held up for mad long. All this different jazz. You already know how he be. Trying to make the situation seem ever so grandiose. The worst ever Jones happening to him. But yeah, the info coming out. Yeah, of course. Capping. Lying. No one's surprised. So, of course, we got to get into that, boys. You already know what it is. I ain't going to yap too much because Trill talks everything, Trill. Yeah, it's everything. Let's get right into the channel. You already know what it is, gang. Shout out Warren Smith, Secret Scholar Society. We must share the love. Excellent. We got Hasan Piker caught lying about how he outsmarted airport security. Of course, you want to watch OG vid. Down in the description, first link. Ooh, we must share the love. Always. Gotta put out that positive reinforcement because like I always say, let's put out the negativity. Capping out here. Bad works. You already know what it is. Let's get right into it. Yeah.
According to Hasan Piker, he was pulled aside at an airport.
For me, they wanted to conduct an investigation about my involvement with Hamas.
Was that a Freudian slip right there?
And my involvement with the Houthis, or they suspected.
It looks like they might be pulling the tapes. A popular
streamer with more than
Asmongold and Tectone. Oh, we got the whole mix. Oh, hold on.
1 million followers says he was detained.
Reacception? Oh my god. Major slop. Major slop. Yeah, no, it's crazy works.
And questioned at O'Hare Airport for more than 2 hours.
Overall, it sounds to me like a Twitch streamer trying to run with the story to make it as dramatic as possible.
Yeah, Hasan tends to do that a lot. It's kind of a casual thing nowadays.
They took me to a detention area. I was surrounded by terrified families.
And on the verge of being arrested.
They literally...
He said terrified families. Yeah, brother, I'm pretty sure the other heads were fine. If they were coming up for anything, like, yo, to come question you or come detain you, nah, I ain't even gonna lie. We don't even need to make it a spectacle, bruh. Like, yo, your dumb ass will be writhing in it. You'd be loving that shit. I'm not gonna hold you. We can't even give you the benefit of the doubt. Nah. Never.
Tried to get something out of me that I think they could use to basically detain me permanently.
Had he not outwitted the agents with his psychological chess game by dominating the room.
So I sat down on...
Yeah, dominating the room, it'll never happen. Not with this motherfucker.
The lawyer seat on the corner to establish dominance, and I knew I had to have command over the room.
Wait, I just thought about it. This motherfucker talk about establishing dominance. You didn't establish shit in the debate. Let's really talk about it, because I ain't gonna lie. As far as I'm concerned, washed. Are you still trying to find your point? Tough. Well, I guess he kind of is, because he's trying to figure out how the fuck he can get this one off, because he's not doing it.
Room. So I didn't sit in the cuck chair. Instead, I sat in the lawyer chair.
Oh, man. You had Ian sit in the cuck chair. I see.
chair.
And who would have known that Hasan Piker was a four-dimensional chess player?
He always made it seem as though he was asking certain things.
That's a funny
that
John too. Now that I really think about it, because like, yo, he knows where the whole cuck chair John is like where that's coming from. It's coming from the whole, like, obviously the beast within the community, like Ethan versus him, and then Ethan versus Ian. Like, bruh, he knows this nigga fucking subbing Ian already, bruh. Ian, you're done, nigga. You're completely cooked.
After discovering in the process of that conversation, he would ask additional questions.
Hasan would say something, and then the other guy would respond accordingly. Who would expect that? But no, this is clearly
Sounds like a questioning.
an interrogation technique.
What do you do as a job? And I was like, I'm a Twitch streamer. And he's like, well, since you mentioned that you were a Twitch streamer, what kind of things do you stream about?
Seems logical.
So I was just like, yeah, I play video games, but I also do current events sometimes, drama. He's like,
Current events. What are those current events about? Some politics and shit?
do you talk about Trump? And that was the first time where I was like, what the is this question? Like, I literally straight up told him, I was like, why are you asking me this?
Now, it's almost like you wanted it to go there.
I actually
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, obviously, if you're saying this is your occupation and you talk about things for a living, he's gonna like kind of get into the specifics. Like, duh, questioning, bud. Of course, you dumbass wouldn't understand.
wanted to see how far I could take it. Maybe it was up of me to do that. Maybe it was not appropriate.
Obviously, dumbass, but this is a clear thing you'd want to do so you can make it again seem so grandiose when you go on all these major news streaming platforms and shit like that. What's it called? God damn, it's MSM, major streaming, and fuck, I don't know, I don't give a fuck, but you know what I mean, like the mainstream news outlets and shit like that. So you go on there and make it seem like it was the worst situation ever.
Appropriate for me to do that.
He repeated that on NBC, that you pushed this as far as you could take it. Yes, NBC is actually covering this.
Being a public
The logo was your wait.
personality.
Take it. Yes, NBC is actually covering this.
Being a public personality and also having enough financial security to potentially go through a long and arduous legal process, I wanted to see where this line of questioning would go, this line of inquiry would go, instead of
What the fuck are you about to? You about to sue the CBP, nigga? Like, bro, it wasn't gonna happen.
immediately exercise
You know
my
for
Fifth
sure
Amendment
you
rights.
dumbass not
So
doing
when you
shit.
push it to see how far you can take it, don't be surprised when it takes longer in the room. You then come out of the room and
Because exactly, like, you're making yourself already come off as the aggressive. It's like, yo, now they're inclined to be suspecting you more because why are you getting so hostile? Especially when most people going through this shit would want to just, you know, answer accordingly so they can get through the process as fast as possible. Why are you prolonging this shit? But we know, like, we know why he's prolonging the shit. One, nigga, you want to get your shit off no matter how fucking dumb your dumbass looks. And two to that, you're a fucking moron. So of course you would do this shit and try to make it worse for yourself. And then, as we are here, it comes out, you are just a dumbass. You are not actually getting detained and arrested.
complain about how long it took,
But I wanted to see like what they were trying to take from this conversation.
almost as though he recognized, like, oh, this is going to make some gold content.
And I kept repeating the same statement over and over again.
This is why, like, it's so fucking bullshit that he says, like, oh yeah, man, like, I'm a political commentator, all this shit, like, I don't be covering dramas. Like, yo, that's... You're literally creating drama yourself for us motherfuckers to talk about, funny enough, and then be mad as shit like these fucking slop tubers talking about my name. Why the fuck do you think we're talking about your name, dumbass? You keep doing dumbass shit. Like, oh my god, it's the stupidest shit ever.
I'm on the side of civilians. I want the endless bloodshed to end. I am a pacifist.
If they do know who you are, the concern would be
You're a pacifist? So you didn't advocate to kill a senator? Word, okay, word.
the same concern echoed by many on the internet that this guy is openly supporting Hamas.
I
Darius.
want wars to end. I just kept repeating that over and over again. Every single time he asked me a question, I just kept repeating that.
Yeah, and when you provide the same robot response, he probably found that odd.
He was like, damn, man, what you get this straight off of ChatGPT 4.0?
This guy's like repeating this script as though it's a defense
He didn't get the update.
mechanisms.
I kept saying the United States State Department recognizes Hamas as a terrorist organization. The United States State Department recognizes Hamas as a terrorist organization.
But do you recognize it as a terrorist organization? And this is the thing. And then on top of that question, are you simping for them?
So he probably continued to ask different forms of questions to see if you would continue repeating the same robotic response, because that is strange.
He just kept asking me over and over again, like Hamas, Houthis, all the trying to be like, oh, do you support them? Do you like them? My big fear from the entire situation.
I feel like those would be very valid questions considering, hey man, you remember Timothy Chalamet? Shall we ask about him again? Remember Luffy? Fucking dumbass.
Situation was like, if they were to ask for my phone.
But did they ask for your phone? No.
Not that there's anything incriminating on my phone. Up until this very moment.
So then why mention it? What's the purpose?
If you were to say, as an American citizen, you stand 10 toes down with Hamas or you stand 10 toes down with the Houthis or whatever they can't deny you entry into the country for that.
Yo, holy fuck. Yo, this shit cannot be. Yo, that's why I be saying this nigga isn't human, bro. This nigga's a fucking skinwalker, bro. This nigga's not a human. Yo, how many doppelgangers do you think this nigga has? Because there's no fucking way in hell, bro. There's no fucking way. Yo, this nigga said bar for bar, if you stand 10 toes down with the Houthis or Hamas, bro, they not gonna bar you entry from the country. What? Yo, look at what his Yo, this nigga's on a whole different level of dumbassery. Bro, I just go back to the same shit. Hey, y'all wanna suck this nigga dick? Oh my. Yo, this is some of the funniest shit I've ever fucking seen. Yo, holy shit, bro, that one is great. Yo, that one is fucking crazy, bro. Yo, how could this nigga be like, yo, and they really had the nerve to question me, bro. They kept asking me about the Houthis and Hamas. What? And then you're saying, no, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Hasan's a master rage baiter, bro. He's a master rage baiter. No, he just has to be, bro. He's a master rage baiter. No, actually, no, he's not. No, he's really just stupid as shit. No, he's actually like, yo, this is way below room temperature IQ. This is fucking freezing IQ. This shit is ice cold, boy. Damn. What the fuck?
But I don't know what they're trying to do. So I was like, I'm not going to go beyond it.
The subtext here is that he could have gone beyond it, but he chose.
I'm sorry. That shit is so fucking funny, bro.
Not to. He does believe much farther than that. He's admitting it here.
I'm not going to go beyond just like reiterating over and over again. The American government's position is that Hamas is a terrorist organization.
Are you a supporter of that terrorist organization? Yes or no?
And I kept saying that over and over again, at which point he just like kind of gave up.
Did he give up, or did he just come to the end of his checklist and this was a standard procedure and he really wasn't that invested?
Even followed it up with like, I said, I call balls and strikes, and I, there are things that Trump has done that I actually agree with, and I'm not shy about saying those things, even though initially he said he was going to end all these wars. He hasn't done so.
This guy was probably like, I'm just trying to check off these boxes. It's just a standard procedure. I don't really.
He said, hey man, I'm not going to lie, brother, I just asked for your last name. Brother, I just asked for your last name, bro. Bro, this shit. Bro, I just want to go home, bro. Like, this shit really getting crazy, son. Oh my god, bro. What was that shit he said in the fucking Willie Mac vid, bro? It was some crazy. Oh wait, no. What was it? I know what he said, but no, I forgot what he. Oh yeah, the bull. He was watching this dude that was in Japan, like, and in Japan in the toilets or whatever. Sometimes they'll have bidets or whatever. So the bull wasn't like in the bidet. This fool Hasan was like, do you want to know how this relates to white supremacy? What the fuck is that nigga talking about? What the fuck?
I don't care that much about what you think. I'm not trying to debate.
But I do think that Trump did a good thing where he implemented a ceasefire with the Houthis. So when he does stuff like that, when I agree with him.
Wait, what?
thing where he implemented a ceasefire with the Houthis. So when he does stuff like that, when I agree with him, I tell him what's what.
He's like, can we just get through this list, please? And Hasan's like, well, I did like this, I did like that. I can just picture it.
I said, I don't like Trump. I was like, what are you going to do? It's protected by the First Amendment. I don't like Trump.
Brother,
Yeah.
Bro, I'm guarantee you, gang, the agent doing the fucking interview does not give a fuck, bro. You giving this nigga your whole backstory. That nigga did not ask, bro. You're a fucking side character, bro. You don't have this much plot.
Right? Like, I was like, I'm not fond of him. I don't like him. He said he was going to end the wars. He hasn't ended the wars.
Answer the questions and you go aside. If it took him 30 minutes, it's because you were fucking around way too much.
Destiny went on to apply some critical thinking and detective work to the timeline and deduced that
At 4:22, the doors to his plane opened. From there, he has to leave the plane. He has to walk through to get to immigration. He had to check at the global entry thing and then get pulled aside for additional questioning. So he got pulled aside for additional questioning, did the questioning, and then he was out. And then he tweeted at 5:30. At 4:22, the doors to his plane opened. From there, he has to leave the plane. He has to walk through to get to immigration. He had to check at the global entry thing and then get pulled aside for additional questioning. So he got pulled aside for additional questioning, did the questioning, and then he was out. And then he tweeted at 5:30, it's okay, I'm out. So realistically, like from waiting in the room to talking to the guy and everything, was probably 30 minutes, tops.
Hasan describes it.
I mean, Hasan, what's the point? I mean, brother, what's the point? I don't like. At this point, you really are just farming, my nigga. Like, this nigga has to stop.
Just 2 hours, but the numbers do not add up.
And he was immediately let go. And somehow, since then, Hasan has been crying on stream nonstop that they violated his rights and essentially
They did not.
implying that he's like some sort of political prisoner. He's going on all these interviews. He's telling everybody, oh my God, we should all be scared of this.
So he's lying for attention.
He anticipated it happening.
Like usual.
It's almost as though he planned for it to happen.
I knew what was up. I knew what was coming. I suspected this would most likely happen.
Tweeted as soon as he got out.
And then he was out.
I mean, considering the shit on your fucking Twitter, I mean, yeah, me too.
And then he tweeted at 5:30, it's okay, I'm out.
The Department of Homeland Security responds claiming he's lying.
Anybody
Things
surprised?
that his political beliefs triggered the inspection are baseless. Our officers are following the law, not agendas.
Anybody?
And this is from the Department of
Anybody
Homeland Security.
surprised?
They said, yeah, we don't have a bias. We have no clue what the fuck this nigga was talking about. He just wouldn't fill out the checklist. Blame that nigga. Niggas wanted to go home for the day. Yeah, what are we expecting out of fucking Hasan?
Let's see the tapes.
And I really do hope that we get the footage so that we can
Oh
actually...
yeah, we get CCTV. I ain't gonna lie. After the debate and then that shit drop. Like if you're still a Glazer, I just like, bro, you just blatantly sucking dick, bro. Like,
see what actually happened.
Might actually be releasing video of the so-called detainment soon. Because
If they release the video of Hasan's detainment, he's gonna look like such a fucking bitch.
yeah, no, he's gonna look like a dumbass, but he already does. So,
as you know, the Department of Homeland Security got to clear their name.
My guess would be that it was probably just a pretty standard conversation. Meanwhile, Hasan is sitting there across from him trying to dominate the room and by sitting in the corner,
this nigga really think he has a Giaz, bro. Like, get this nigga out of here.
debating him on all this policy stuff, and he's probably just like, dude, I really don't care that much. It sounds more like they were just trying to ascertain just his level of insanity and support for terrorism.
Yeah, that prominent Twitch streamer, Hasan Piker, he said that he was pulled over and questioned for hours right here at O'Hare Airport because of his political beliefs and his criticism of the current administration.
If this footage
We're asking
Directly on the news.
It's
for
alive,
video
he's
of that
fucked.
incident, so it's hard.
You already know what it is, baby. You already know. Shout out Warren Smith. Secret Scholar Society. We must share the love. You already know we get down. That was Hasan Piker caught lying about how he arse murdered airport police. or security. He did not. I ain't gonna lie, but we gonna let him know. Of course, you want to watch OG vid without the Trilly app. Trilly app's everything. When we get down description. First link, shirt of love, as always. Final opinions and conjecture though. Yeah, looking like a dumbass. But the main important part is like they were saying, like directly like that. And if the CCTV footage come out of this and it directly shows that Hasan was basically giving these fools like a hard time, and it was literally just his actions and his him knowing what was up, knowing what was going on, and that he was he was 2 steps ahead, bro. He already knew they were about to come question him, bro. Shake him down, interrogate him. Dumb as shit. But yeah, once it comes out that, yeah, obviously he was bullshitting and like, yeah, he was trying to play this up for the clip, even though there's no cameras, because nigga, you're in the fucking airport trying to come back from France or some shit. Yeah, he's just gonna look even more stupid. And the Glazers gonna keep glazing, because at this point, if you don't see that the nigga's a dumbass, I ain't gonna lie. But y'all already know what it is. Again, shout out Warren Smith, Secret Scholar Society, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.